Welcome back to the shop. Still plugging away. Nothing extraordinarily different today than any other day. We're just still more scrap than dump runs at this point in time. We've been experimenting with different kinds of lights. We have power in the shop, however, we have it off at the main because there's probably infinite number of violations in here as to why this place could catch fire for, you know, water pouring through the conduit and whatnot. So we've been using some headlamps to help us see what we're doing. We running into some nasty mold and some dusty situations, so we've got good masks. Luckily, we had ordered these long before this COVID, so I had a small stockpile of respiratory and PPE, kind of the personal protective equipment, that kind of stuff that enables me to keep working. I think that I would feel that would be dumb of me to be out here working, or of us to be out here working without the proper you know, respirators and whatnot, because some of this stuff is pretty nasty. It's probably, you know, just any dust, anything that's not, you know, regular oxygen, clean oxygen is bad for your lungs. So with that being said, we just try to be as safe as we can and be productive, and you know, don't work in a big dust cloud. So we're gonna keep plugging away with this. I think that we're gonna have at some point sort of a show and tell of all the neat things we've found. Lots of new old stock, lots of things that we're still unearthing. This cabinet is deteriorating, and for as long as I've been alive, I've been coming to this shop. So for 41 years I've been coming to this shop. The shop's, I don't know, 50 or 60, no, what is it, 60 years old, give or take. And I'm pretty confident that these drawers haven't been opened in at least, you know, decades and decades and decades. And this particular drawer here, along with so many other ones, had old tools. You know, in the 60s, old tools were put in here, and then they've got shut and piled in front of, and they haven't been opened since then. So we really have some time warp stuff going on, and some of it is new old stock with the papers in it. Some of it is just horrible mess stuff that has to be evaluated, sort of a post-wire wheel evaluation, if you will. But you know, lots of neat little things. Little micrometers. You know, another one of these Stearns Lumber Company. I had restored one of these before and actually traded it to a viewer. You know, perfect handles of sizes that I had a small perfect handle before, but this is a tiny perfect handle. So I'm finding lots of perfect handle stuff. Lots of really interesting. These boxes look like they're chowdered on the outside, but inside of them, you know, we'll get to that later on, are, you know, immaculate condition. So lots of neat stuff. Let me try not to bore you with this too much. As you could probably tell, I am trying to strike a balance between glossing over things too quickly, or, you know, getting into something and being too specific, or running into some giant monologue about something that this interests you. So if you have any constructive criticisms on how you think I could improve striking a balance between glossing over or you know, dwelling on things too long, I would appreciate that. So probably going to cut to some time lapse of whatever my brother and I are working on today, and move on to that. There's Clay's work outfit. What's that guy's name? Bane. So this is the drawer. Depending on how this gets edited, you may or may not have seen that ancient drawer earlier, and I apologize for the flickering of the LED. However the LEDs work, it tends to pulse a little bit in the camera. But auto wrenches, really wild looking little vise. I think that's going to be really neat to clean up. Crescent wrenches, some sort of scraper, pipe wrenches. Pretty neat stuff there. What else did we uncover? There's a paint sprayer, some old Wisconsin or Clinton, whatever. Quite pretty large engine here. I don't know what size that is. It's another one with a gear reduction. Where'd that gear reduction? Let me go. Oh, this is the gear reduction. That's probably off of, I would guess that would be a cement mixer or something. This is large. This thing's got to weigh 200 pounds. A Worthington 2-stage air compressor. And this is, of course, an old chainsaw. There's a couple chainsaws around here. Let me show you another one that's pretty interesting. Alright, walking back to the shop. So this is a chainsaw. And a little top-handled home lights. But look at that beast. The bar's got to be, I'd say, 3 feet long. Of course, this is a 2-man chainsaw. I believe Hand Tool Rescue may have restored one of these. Between me and you, I really don't like Hand Tool Rescue. I shouldn't say I don't like it, but it's not one of my favorite channels. I watch it occasionally. However, I enjoy content that has, you know, some sort of narrative in the background. Working in the shop can sort of drive you mad. There's Clay using an outboard lower unit to smash this thing apart. Alright, well, we've made 2 trips to the dump today and a couple loads across the street to the scrapyard. Clay's got some interesting stuff that came out of the cabinet. I'll show you where that cabinet was. A lot of ancient tools. We'll have to go through those. Chainsaws, bandsaw, the motorcycle. As James May would say, the unmendable motorcycle. That's gonna probably end up in the scrapyard. This is where that cabinet full of tools was at. That was nasty. It stunk really bad too, so a lot of interesting things. Some old sheaves, pipe wrenches, gas wrenches. Long way to go, but it's coming along. This, if I can go back and find a screenshot of what this looked like before, I will put that in now. It is really remarkable. The amount of work that Clay's done to get this section cleaned up. A lot of these sections. Clay has done the vast majority of the work out here, and he is much more adept at sitting down and going through things strategically. Unlike me, I'm just sort of a throw in a pile, get it done kind of guy. I don't have the mental fortitude to, you know, stick with these tedious projects a lot of the times. Outside here, you know, just setting things aside. The hallways cleaned up a little bit. There's too much to go through. But anyway, all I wanted to do was give you a little update on where we're at with the shop project progress, and I'm happy with the way everything's going, and the weather's nice, which makes it even that much better. So, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I hope you're having a good weekend.